Hello, this is the Bible in fewer words. We are Carol and Steve Wells. This is episode 77, Deuteronomy, chapters 31 through 34. Hi, Steve.
Hi, Carol.
And chapter 34 is our last chapter in Deuteronomy?
That's right. We're finishing up the book of Deuteronomy and the Torah.
Or Pentateuch?
Or the Pentateuch, yeah, all that.
That's exciting.
It is. I think we can just start. You know, we've been doing Moses' long speech, and we're going to finish that today.
Has he written his own eulogy here, you think?
He's going to do that.
Okay, great. All right, chapter 31. Moses continued his speech, saying to all of the Israelites, I'm 21 years old.
Whoa. 21 years old.
Sorry. I'm 120 years old. I can no longer go out and come in. God said to me, you won't cross over the Jordan River.
God will go in front of you, destroying nations, so you can possess them. He'll do to them as he did to Sihon and Og. God will give them to you so that you can kill them all.
Okay, so
he's not really saying that Moses is going to
go, but everybody else.
It's going to be Joshua and the Israelites.
Okay. Verse 9. Moses wrote the entire law and delivered it to the priests.
Yeah, can you imagine that? He wrote the entire law.
He's 120 years old.
Yeah, and so the entire law is everything we've covered so far on all of these 77 episodes. He's writing it all down here today and giving it to the priests.
But not with his finger.
Well, I don't know.
What were the writing implements of those days?
Yeah, that's a good question. I suppose it was writing it on a scroll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he said to them, every 7 years during the Feast of Tabernacles, everyone in Israel must appear in front of God in the place God chooses. At this time, the entire law will be read to everyone in Israel so that they can all hear it and fear God.
Yeah.
So the Pentateuch is kind of like
That's the
up
law.
Until then. That's the law.
Yeah, so the first 5 books of the Bible, which we've been reading here.
In 77 episodes.
Yeah, and in a lot fewer words.
Yes.
They're going to do it in the whole thing, right?
Oh, but only every 7 years.
Only 7 years, but still, just to go through this every 7 years would be a big deal.
Yes.
And apparently they're going to get together in everybody in Israel.
Uh-huh.
And they're going to listen to those 5 books be read to them every 7 years. Something to look forward to.
Yeah. Verse 15. God appeared in a cloud over the tabernacle. He said to Moses,
you will die soon, and the people will go whoring after other gods. So I will punish them by having them devoured by evil. And I will hide my face from them because they turn to other gods. So write this song down and teach it to all the Israelites.
Wait, God sings?
Well, I don't know if God sings. I suppose he does. But he wrote this song, and he's given it to Moses, and he wants Moses to teach it to the Israelites. Now, I don't know if Moses sings or not.
I don't either.
But they call it a song, and it's a song that God is our songwriter. This is God's song.
Okay. So can I kind of put a little tune to it here?
Well, we're not quite to the song. Moses wrote God's song down the same day that he wrote down the law, and he taught it to the Israelites. And now...
okay, now the song starts.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, chapter 32.
So, before you go on, chapter 32, almost all of that is God's song that Moses is teaching to the Israelites. It's very long, and I'm just giving some of it's not the complete lyrics to the song, but it's some of my favorite lines in the song.
All right. God divided the nations into Jacob and everyone else. He gave his inheritance to Jacob. He made him ride the high places and suck honey out of a rock.
You had lots of butter, milk, and fat, and you drank pure blood from the grape.
Ew.
Now you're covered with fatness, but you rejected God and the rock of his salvation.
You've forgotten the rock that begat you. and the God that formed you. So the fire of my anger will burn in the lowest hell. It will consume the earth.
I will shoot them with all my arrows. They will burn with hunger, be devoured by fire, be bitten by beasts, and poisoned by the serpents of the dust.
They will live in terror and die by the sword.
I will destroy young men and virgins, babies and old men.
I will make my arrows drunk with blood, and my sword will devour flesh. So, Steve, what does I will make my arrows drunk with blood and my sword will devour flesh mean?
I don't know. I mean, that is creepy, huh?
Yes.
So God apparently has arrows. I mean, I don't think he really means physical arrows. I don't suppose. But he's saying he's got things that he shoots people with, he kills people with.
And he's going to put a lot of blood on there to make it drunk enough.
There's so much blood. They're going to be drunk with blood.
Yeah.
Which, of course, this is the verse that I used for the title of my book, Drunk with Blood, which is about all of God's killings in the Bible.
Oh, clever.
Yeah, when I was searching for the title for the book, I ran across this and I thought, that's my title.
Okay, so verse 48. God said to Moses, "Climb up Mount Nebo and look at the land of Canaan, which I am giving to the Israelites, and die. Because you trespassed against me at the waters of Meribah. You will see the promised land, but you won't go there."
Yeah.
So Meribah, is that the place where he struck the rock?
That's it.
Oh, man. I bet he regrets having done that.
God doesn't forget things.
No,
You know?
he's been punishing him for a long time for that.
Yeah. Well, he's finally going to get it here.
Okay.
He's just been telling, you're going to die. You're going to die.
Yeah. Chapter 33. I guess we have a blessing first.
Yeah. Moses is going to give them all a blessing before he dies. And one thing I didn't include all of the blessings because it's kind of a long one and some of them aren't very interesting.
Okay.
These are the more interesting blessings that Moses is giving.
Great. This was Moses' blessing before he died. God came with tens of thousands of saints. A fiery law came out of his right hand.
God will bless the Levites and smite the loins of anyone who opposes them.
I didn't know you could smite a body part. I thought you just smote a person and they died.
Yeah, and smiting the loins is especially interesting.
Mm-hmm. That's like getting a knee in the loins.
I think so, yeah.
Benjamin will live between God's shoulders.
Joseph will have the precious things produced by the moon. His horns will be like the horns of unicorns. So I guess unicorns must have more than one horn?
Maybe back then.
I don't know.
Zebulon and Issachar will suck the abundance of the seas and the treasures hidden in the sand.
Huh. Whoever enlarges Gad will be blessed. He lives like a lion and tears the arm with the crown of the head.
All right, that is just too much for my brain to absorb.
Yeah, I don't know what that. Don't think about that too much.
No. Dan is a lion cub.
Asher will dip his foot in oil.
I hope it's not hot oil.
His shoes will be iron and brass.
Maybe that's how those shoes lasted so long in the
Maybe.
desert. Probably not very comfortable, but no one is like the God of Jeshurun, who rides through the sky.
Yeah, that's an interesting. The God of Jeshurun.
Is that like a Greek god?
Well, apparently Jeshurun is another name for Israel, the God of Israel. But I'm not sure. That's what some of the notes say.
Okay. God will thrust out your enemy and will say, "Destroy them."
Okay, that's all the blessings. Now we're to chapter 34, the last chapter in Deuteronomy.
All right, so we should say like a little cheer. Rah, rah, rah. Yeah, no?
That's good, yeah. Okay, verse 1. Moses climbed the Mount of Nebo, where God showed him the promised land.
God said to him, "This is the land I swore to give Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob."
I've let you see it with your own eyes, but you won't go there.
God is pretty awful.
Yeah, he's kind of rubbing his face
Yes,
in it
he
here.
is.
Moses died there according to the word of the Lord.
And he said that word like a gazillion times. He was 120 years old. His sight was still good, and he was as strong as ever.
Even though before he said he couldn't go out and come in anymore.
That's
remember?
right.
Joshua was full of wisdom because Moses had laid his hands on him.
There was never another prophet like Moses, whom God knew face to face.
No one could match his mighty hand or great terror.
God's or Moses's?
I think Moses, yeah. And that's the end of
I can't
Deuteronomy.
believe it. The end of Deuteronomy and the end of the Pentateuch.
That's right.
Okay, folks, you should be very proud of yourselves for having come this far in the Bible. You are probably different than how many folks do you think have read the Bible? Like cover to cover.
Very good question. Yeah. I would guess that out of Christians, it's a
a
minority.
higher number.
I think it's a minority, though, that have read the Bible.
Yeah.
And the general population, even smaller still, although I think there's as many atheists that have read the Bible as there are Christians.
I think so,
Percentage-wise.
Because they want to know what's in there to say, well, okay, why would I believe this?
Yeah, it'd be interesting if a survey had been done on that to see, to compare the percentages, people that have read the whole Bible,
Yeah.
that were believers and non-believers.
Mm-hmm. And how many people could you trust to tell the truth?
Yeah, that's true.
You'd have to have an exam on the Bible.
Yeah,
to see if they pass.
that's a good point.
Okay. Well, congratulations, listeners.
Yeah, we're on to
Uh-oh.
Joshua.
Oh.
Book of Joshua, so you can sing the song.
Yes.
Yeah.
How does the song go?
Yeah, Joshua fought the Battle of Jericho.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Joshua fought the battle of Jericho, 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 and the walls came tumbling down.
Very good. And we're going to cover all of that in the next, well, not in the next episode, but it's coming up soon in future episodes.
Great. I look forward to it. Bye, Steve.
Bye-bye.
Bye, listeners.